Jamie, our criminal justice system and Attorney General Eric Holder on the hot seat this week after that accused al-Qaeda terrorist was cleared of almost all the charges. Ahmed Ghailani was found guilty on only one out of 285 counts in his terrorism trial, all for his convicted now role in the bombings of the U.S. embassies in Africa in 1998. Can the government win convictions against other terrorists in civilian court? Long Island Congressman Peter King is a ranking member of the House Homeland Security Committee who has been very critical of this prosecution. Congressman King, always good to see you. Good morning.
Thank you, Eric. Good morning to you.
Does this case and that verdict now make it harder, do you think, to try other terrorists in federal civilian court?
Not only makes it harder, it sends a clear signal that the last thing we should be doing is trying Islamic terrorists in civilian courts. Certainly the whole idea of the 9/11 conspirators, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and the others in New York City or any place in the United States is madness. We have military commissions. They're perfectly valid, perfectly constitutional, and that's where they should be tried. I mean, this case that Eric Holder brought in the Southern District with Ghailani, to have him acquitted on 284 counts, including hundreds of counts of murder, and all he gets convicted on is conspiracy to blow up government property. This, to me, shows the inherent weakness, the inherent inability of civilian courts to deal with these type of cases.
Well, what happens if he appeals? Can he walk?
Oh, he could. Now, here's what this is the irony. They say no matter what happens in this case, they're going to put him in jail anyway, which really makes this look, I think, foolish in the eyes of the world. We put him on trial in a civilian court to show that somehow the Obama administration was better than the Bush administration. But then they say, but don't worry about him because if he's found innocent, we can keep him in jail anyway. I mean, this is, it makes absolutely no sense. It's sending an entirely mixed message to the world. And also, inherent in all this is somehow an apology, that we have to apologize for our system. So when the president and others say we want the rule of law to apply, well, the rule of law does apply in a military tribunal. Also, the rule of law allows us to detain these people indefinitely until this war is over. So again, if the president and the attorney general would stop apologizing for America and do what's right, which is either hold them indefinitely or put them on trial in military courts, this type of insanity is going to go on. They have to stop putting America first and stop apologizing to the world.
Well, others would say that they have rights, too, under the civilian system and under our Constitution. Here's what the Department of Justice says about this verdict. It says, quote, people who are criticizing this verdict need to remember the underlying facts of the case and the fact that the verdict handed down will lead to a sentence of anywhere from 20 years to life. So the guy, if this stands, is going away. And when you're dealing with KSM, or Eric Holder has already said, he's going to be found guilty anyway.
That's what I mean. He said he'll be found guilty anyway. Now, in this case, this Ghailani was acquitted on 284 out of the 285. So it shows how close we came to losing it. But again, implicit in what they're saying is that somehow this is the route we have to go. It's entirely constitutional, entirely legal to use a military commission, and we've used them in every war. It's entirely legal and constitutional to detain these people until the war is over, which will be 15, 20, 30 years from now, and then put them on trial at that time if we want to. There is no obligation at all for us to put them into a civilian court where different rules of evidence apply. For instance, the evidence that was excluded in this case, I am confident would have been allowed in a military commission.
And finally,
secondly, there's hearsay exceptions.
Very quickly, do you think that KSM, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, is going to be tried in a civilian court? They haven't made the announcement. We're all still waiting to see what's going to happen.
No, I think they will not be tried in a civilian court. On the other hand, I don't think Obama wants to put them in a military tribunal. What's going to happen is they'll be held indefinitely, which means the Obama administration is really the third administration, the third term of George Bush.
All right, Congressman Peter King. Fascinating. We'll see how this happens with the terrorism prosecutions. Thank you for joining us, as always.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you.